So long, guys. Spin a slice. At the time that this video is posting, my favorite TV show, Castle, has been cancelled as of the end of season 8. Now, naturally enough, I greatly enjoyed this program, and I'd like to share with others my love of it. Since I enjoyed it so greatly, I'd also like to share with you my idea of what I think are some of my favorite episodes. This is not a top 10 list, nor is it an idea of what I consider to be the best episodes. These are just the ones that I personally enjoyed, so I think you might too. His first Halloween with the gang is taking a somewhat macabre turn when Castle is called in on a case involving a young man with pointed teeth stabbed with a stake through the heart in a cemetery. Was he really a vampire? Or is a human more responsible for the dark deeds going on? A body found covered in caramel in the middle of a park leads into the strange and bizarre world of dominatrix. And we find that Kate may know a little bit more about this than she is really letting on, much to Castle's interest and possible fear. A serial killer begins murdering victims, dedicating them to Nikki Heat, the character in Castle's novel that he's writing about Kate, and challenge her to come stop him. Even when they seem to have caught the killer, there may be more going on than meets the eye, and it may cost Kate her life. A man found with an ancient slug inside him leads to speculation on Castle's part that the killer may be a time traveler, but seems to be a lot more going on related to the subculture of steampunk. 4 years previously, a series of murders had taken place, all with the same MO and the same type of victim, by a man nicknamed 3XK. It seems to me he's resurfaced, but do they have the real killer? Or is he somewhere else close to hand, ready to strike again? The murder of a dock worker leads to an investigation into an old bar, and a secret has been hidden there since the days of Prohibition. A secret many people may be willing to kill for. The murder of a New York cabbie leads into investigations that reveal he may be involved in a terrorist plot, and if they can't stop it, New York may be in for a rather explosive time. A dark secret from Captain Montgomery's past proves to be linked to the murder of Beckett's mother, but will her search for the truth lead to her death and maybe more? When a man is literally cut down by a costumed vigilante, Castle is, of course, delighted to see a real-life superhero. Now, of course, the police are more interested in the fact that this person is killing, but things get even crazier when he sees there may be more than one person running around in that outfit wielding a sword. When a sniper begins targeting seemingly random victims throughout the city, Kate has to face her own issues relating to her own past. But can't she get herself under control in order to stop even more people dying? The murder of a treasure hunter leads to the discovery of an over 70-year-old diary from the 1940s, a dark love story, and the ultimate fate of a fabulous treasure. When a man is brutally beaten to death in a parking garage, the witness is understandably regarded as crazy when he states that the killer was a zombie. A quiet weekend for Kate and Castle is anything but when visiting Castle's house in the Hamptons. A man stumbles off the beach and falls dead right in front of them. When a woman is found dead shot by a death ray at a science fiction convention, it's not just the witnesses that are out of this world. When Alexis is kidnapped, supposedly by mistake, nothing will stop Castle from tracking her down. even if it takes him across the world and into the darkness of his own past. Stuck at home with a broken ankle and thus unable to help in any cases, Castle was terribly bored. Until Alexa gives him a pair of binoculars and he becomes rather obsessed with the people across the way, especially when he witnesses what looks like a murder. A woman takes a bunch of people in a dentist's office hostage, and there's only one demand. She wants Richard Castle himself to prove her not guilty of murder. The body of a woman tortured for information leads to a most unusual witness, someone who claims to be a time traveler. But is he crazy? Or does he know more than he's really letting on? When a man who's been shot hands a baby over to a priest before dropping dead, Castle and Beckett find themselves looking after the tyke while the investigation goes on, and leading to certain speculations about their possible future. Investigations into a series of arsons, where one man was shot before the body was burned, leads to Ryan and Esposito becoming trapped in the burning building, and Ryan's wife going into labor. The discovery of a gangster's body from the 1970s, is sealed in cement no less, leads to the one possible witness. There's just one small problem. The guy isn't quite all there anymore, and they have to do up the precinct to look like the 1970s if they want him as a witness. Further information comes to light in the murder of Beckett's mother, and Kate is determined to track this person down and finally bring him to justice, even if it means she ends up in jail or dead. An encounter with a mysterious object catapults Castle into an alternate reality, one where he never met Kate, and things are hardly rosy for either of them. When he returns home, he makes a decision that changes both their lives. Going undercover at a dude ranch as newlyweds, Castle and Beckett find they won't have much time for a honeymoon, since the case involves stolen gold and murder. 3XK has returned, and this time he and his associate are determined to make Castle pay for all they've done to stop them in the past, including kidnapping and threatening to kill Kate. Up for a major author's award, Castle spends a lot of time thinking about the past, especially when events come to light that could actually help prove a murder that he witnessed 30 years ago. When a man is murdered 3 times and comes back to life each time, Castle figures the guy must be a latent superhero, or that he is really, really lucky. But can he be lucky enough to stay alive long enough to bring his killers to justice? I'm some Canadian guy, and that's my $2.